Good afternoon. I am Liz Rayburn, and I am the proud principal of Bryan County Middle and Bryan County High School. And I am with you today to talk through some practices in co-teaching and the EmBRACE project, Project EmBRACE, and how to really focus as a principal or a support leader, an instructional coach, an intervention specialist, how to create that culture of reflective practice in your co-teaching. We have had great success at Bryan County Middle, and now we are a 612 school, so we are going to replicate the work that we've done at Bryan County Middle and take it up through Bryan County High School. And we know that we're going to have the same type of results because this work works. So to get started, we're just looking at what are some of the basic things that can kind of jumpstart this work for you as you start the school year. And this can happen face-to-face, virtual, or hybrid. So I think that's kind of the beauty of this work, is that it really is able to kind of work with whatever setting you are teaching in. So the most important thing, and the thing that I would tell you is critical as you launch this work, is that your staff need to have a clear understanding of the roles of your support team. So in our work here, we really believe that there are two types of people that work in a school: teachers and everybody that supports teachers, right? So if you are not directly serving scholars, then you are supporting teachers to serve scholars. And in this work, which is going to be the key work for the EmBRACE project, that support role is going to really need to encourage reflective growth, support achievement, and ultimately that's going to promote learning. And that's really the goal and the focus of what you're trying to do in that support position. So from a co-teaching standpoint, co-teaching is about collaboration. It's about working together. It's about learning together. And the most critical thing for your support staff to do in the co-teaching project is visibility. I say that to almost everybody I talk to, that being visible, being a principal or a leader or a coach in today's schoolhouse isn't about operations and it isn't about managerial tasks. It's about visibility and supporting adults and supporting teachers in their work to grow scholars and to make that learning environment, meeting kids where they are, to make that learning space one that students can have great success in. And you'll find in the co-teaching space, when you marry those two teachers together, there really has to be a lot of time and collaboration spent on building that foundation and building that relationship. So from a support standpoint, or from a leadership standpoint, using your coaches to be visible and to work with that co-teaching partnership is the most important thing to do. And I would say the first thing you want to do is create ways to be in learning spaces as much as you can. Nothing trumps those observations. So you want to get into those co-teaching classrooms, you want to get into those inclusion spaces, you want to watch, hear what those dynamics are, you want to sit in on those coaching sessions, and you want to sit in on that collaborative planning. Then, once you get all that information together, then it's time to dig into the feedback. Because ultimately, think about, why do schools have coaches now, right? It's one of the best things that we've done in Bryan County is we have instructional lead teachers who are really skilled and trained to work one-on-one with our teachers in a non-evaluative coaching focus. And that's really helped us grow our teachers in order to make that learning environment collaborative for our students with IEPs and that co-teaching process. So the key for August and probably midway through September is visibility, 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 right? You want to get into those learning spaces. You want to start I call it low inference scripting. I'm just writing down everything that I'm seeing. I'm not going into learning spaces with a laptop. It's very informal. It is very much like athletics, what a coach would do. And then you want to think about, what do those sessions look like? What does that collaborative planning look like? And then what is that feedback? Then how can you take that feedback and use it for the greater good in the learning space? As you're thinking about the feedback, I do want you to think about the thought process that we really use here is frequency, accuracy, and depth. So feedback, good job, is not the feedback that we're looking for, right? We want to look for frequency, which goes back to that visibility piece. How often are you in those learning spaces? We want to look at accuracy. What are you both seeing? When you go in there with another support person, are you both seeing the same things? And you talk through those things together to make sure that your perception and your partner's perception of the learning space is accurate. And then the depth of what's going on, making sure that the teachers are utilizing universal design, making sure that they're utilizing specially designed instruction, those really critical co-teaching pieces that are part of greater achievement for our students with IEPs. So, to recap on the very first part of this work, we're really going to focus on using the observation checklist. I think you all have copies of that. You've got your look fors, your listen fors. You're going to start by looking at that and paring down what's critical for your schoolhouse. And everybody's schoolhouse is going to be different. Everybody's needs are going to look different. And you really need to think about when you're going to do this. Setting the time, making the time, prioritizing, and being visible is key to this work. If you are not committed as the principal, the lead learner, and as your support team to get into the classrooms, it's not going to work. So you really need to think about how to structure your time, structure your coach's time so they can be in those learning classes. Set your agenda and be ready to be data informed, not data rich. We don't need a lot of content that isn't going to help us grow our teachers. We need rich, informed information that's going to support the work that our kids are doing, and then ultimately achievement data that's going to support the work that we're doing in our learning spaces. Feedback is critical. Please make sure that as you are starting to be visible in the learning spaces that you are giving positive feedback. I like to say here that you're never going to go into a learning space and not see something great. So find that one thing, even in that teacher who's maybe not crushing it, and leave a positive note at least. And then that's going to start to build that relationship where you can really focus on that co-teaching observation checklist. And I think that you'll find great success with your action plan as you move forward. So we're looking forward to working with you guys this school year on this work. The room that I'm in right now is what we call our strategy room, and right now our boards are blank, but the next time I come to you, our boards will not be empty. They will have lots of great data on them that really supports the work that we do in our EmBRACE project and our co-teaching project. And so your goal for this first month is to be visible, build relationships, and start that low inference scripting so you really know what's going on in those learning spaces so you can drive that feedback for the best success and the achievement of your scholars. I know you can do it. We do it every day here, and it is probably one of the most important pieces of work that we've done that's really spearheaded our growth and our achievement. So, see you next time.